Welcome to Monster Man!
Yeah! Look, punch
Put him
you,
up.
punch
Put him
you.
up.
I'll
Courage.
myrtleize you.
What's up, my friend?
Is it 2017 yet?
It's almost. Hey, listen, man. It's no longer New Year. It's February.
I have a goal. I'm going to wish people Happy New Year till July.
You son of a bitch.
I'm still doing it.
Well, Happy New Year. Hey, it's
Happy
Chinese
New
New
Year.
Year.
That's right. So it's all good.
It is good.
Hey, you know how I know it's good?
Why?
Today there was a report of a video of a Yeti at a ski resort in Spain. That's how I know it's a good day.
Wow.
Yeah, there's some video of some big white Yeti stomping around some ski resort.
There's a
love
difference
stuff like
between
that.
a Bigfoot and a Yeti that one is brown and one is white.
Plus, Bigfoot are like North American. You know, they're in warmer climates where the Yetis are where it's cold.
Do the Yetis have smaller, more proportionate feet than a Bigfoot? Or do they have equally big feet?
Some have big feet, some have normal feet. You just never know what you're going to get with a Yeti.
Got it. Okay.
The things we learn.
Excellent. Well, we got a big shoe because we're going to
really big
actually
shoe.
talk about movies that are in the theater while we're actually talking about them, and not like we're not a few weeks behind.
Yeah, I know. This is crazy. And we've actually seen things.
Yeah. Not together, naturally, but
No, never together.
someday.
My wife keeps us apart.
Son of a... All right, so you want to go... why don't you, since you have two and I have one, why don't you go
Yes.
first, then I'll go, then you go. Naturally, we have not both seen the movies the other did, so he's going to like talk, and then I will riff, and then
There we
I'll
go.
talk, and he'll riff, and we monster men as usual.
We will be riff-raff.
Yeah, Gorilla Wolf here.
I guess I'll go with the first one. The one that came out at the start of the year was The Forest, which is about the suicide forest in Japan, starring, oh my God, the blonde girl from
Natalie
Game of Thrones.
Dormer?
That's it, Natalie Dormer.
The lovely, lovely Game of Thrones
Yes.
actress.
The two movies that I saw this year so far, horror movies that in major releases, that and The Boy, and both movies star women in very popular shows right now, and their gravitas kind of carries both movies. The Forest is the lesser of the two. It's Natalie Dormer has a twin sister who is in Japan and went out on a hike with her students to the suicide forest and just kind of never came back. So Natalie Dormer has this kind of like, she's got twin feelings, she's got twin sense. And from, all the way in America, she knows something's wrong, and she packs up and she goes out to find her. And
That's like the Mysteries of the Unknown books. Where
Yeah,
one
exactly. That always fascinated me, that suicide forest, because it's a real thing. I don't think it's supernatural. I just think it's a place
No,
that's
it's just
become
one of those
popular.
sad, spooky places.
Yeah, and it is a place where people go to kill themselves, kind of like the Golden Gate Bridge.
Yeah.
Just it's like, hey, that's where I'm going to go. Or here in New York, the Tappan Zee Bridge.
That's where I go, because I want to screw up traffic for everybody.
Hey, have you noticed over the last 5 years at the Tappan Zee Bridge, there's a big sign it's like if you need help, don't do it, call, and they have the suicide prevention hotline.
No.
Yeah,
That's not a good bridge anyway. It's a little low compared to GW.
Yeah, but if you go to the middle, for those of you thinking about doing this,
Yeah, do not do this.
go to the middle of the span. It's high enough, and the tide right under there is vicious, so you're probably not going to make it. So anyway, she goes to the forest, and I got to tell you, this was because I don't want to totally spoil it for you or for the folks, the 7 people who watch this. The forest is kind of creepy. And there, she meets up with a guy he's a travel writer from Australia who just happens to be in Japan, and he kind of helps her out. And they have a guide there this guy, and I wanted them to explore this guy more because his job was to patrol the forest once a week or once a month to look for either dead bodies, so he could alert the forest rangers where they are, or find people who look like they wanted to commit suicide and kind of talk them out of it. So I wanted them to explore that more, but they didn't. But it just gets like Japanese strange You know how Japanese movies always have this weird kind of Gaia is the driving force of everything kind of vibe, and of course there was Japanese schoolgirl ghosts and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it gets kind of weird, and there is a twist. There's kind of a little twist in the end, which I thought was cool. Um, it was okay. It's not going to make a top 10 list anytime soon, but it wasn't offensively bad. Like I said, the thing that carried it was Natalie Dormer's performance. But the story itself, sometimes it got really boring. And then it did the unforgivable at the end. They do this lately all the time, where the movie's over and then they just throw that like scary face, like, whoa! And then you get the
cheap jump scare at the end.
They're unnecessary. You don't need that.
That's like that's when you know the movie's in the hands of corporate know nothing about art and just, hey, you know we need to punch this up a little bit. Throw a scare in at the end. The kids love that.
And then the kids. That's what when I see that I'm like, oh, this movie wasn't made for me.
Yeah.
Because all it's going to do is piss me off. But look, I can understand. Look, you and I, we were in the theaters in the 80s, and we were seeing Jason and Freddy and all those, and some of those movies are really stupid. But all that mattered was that your date held up to you.
Yeah. And we were there for the kills. Like, you were like, okay, I'm going to put up with a lot of dumb stuff, but if I see somebody get decapitated and there's a lot of blood, I'm going to high-five my buddies because I love gory movies, you know.
Exactly. I'd even stop making out long. I'd be like, whoa, wait a second. All right. Now let's start again.
Nice.
So yeah, The Forest, I'd say wait for it till it comes on Netflix, maybe, or if you get it on discount on demand.
You know, sometimes with the on demand, it's like $7.99 or something like that, and I'm like, come on.
Yeah, no.
Then
I paid like $13 to see it at night, and I was like, kind of got ripped off there, but whatever.
Natalie Dormer, also on the CBS Sherlock Holmes show, she was Moriarty.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
I don't watch the show anymore, but I did for a while, and I was like, oh, damn, Moriarty's hot.
She's a unique-looking woman.
Mm-hmm.
She somebody had posted a picture, like some kind of her face next to like a Shar-Pei, and it looked exactly the same.
She looks kind of like an elf.
Yes, yeah, she looked like she could be in Lord of the Rings. But that was cool. You know what?
She's got nice Legolas.
Yeah. There's a lot worse things you can see than The Forest. There's a lot of better things you can see, but
so you give it a meh.
I give it a meh, exactly, which is better than a.
Yeah. Wow. You know how much I love literature.
Jack, you are like an English teacher.
I'm wicked smart. So, I went and saw in the theater Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies.
Which I didn't even know was out yet.
Yeah, no, I was out having beers on Friday night, and it came up, and we realized, oh, it's out. And a friend of mine was like, oh, I'll go. I was like, oh, I found somebody that would actually see that in the theater. So I went Saturday afternoon matinee. I gotta say, if you're setting the bar high for Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, you're not going into this with your eyes open. I think most people like us who go to see that know, like, there's the great horror movies, there's really crappy horror movies, and then there's stuff like this you're just hoping is entertaining and not too stupid. And this delivers. Like, immediately the movie that you would compare this to is Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
Oh, jeez. That's the comparison? That's the favorable comparison? I think it's the same guy
wrote both books.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's that historical, let's take something historical and put monsters in it. That whole trend. That guy started. So, it's way better than Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter as far as movies go. Way better. Right. The cast takes the movie seriously, almost like in an Adam West way. They're playing it dead straight, but the trappings around the movie make jokes. So, in the first 10 minutes, I laughed a lot at, like, somebody giving, like, a like a narrator talking about something in an English accent, but they're like, and the proper way for a lady to deal with the undead would be blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, this is kind of funny. And they did some good zombie stuff. That I was like, okay, when I walked out, I was like, Saturday afternoon, bag of popcorn. I enjoyed myself. It was brain candy for 2 hours or whatever, hour and a half, whatever.
Right.
I was like, good enough. I'll forget about it, and I wouldn't pay, a lot. Like, I paid matinee. It was a good time.
Right.
If it's on pay-per-view, again, if it's like $4 or $5, not like $7. If it's on Netflix, watch it instantly. But if you're like I said, if you're setting the bar too high, but it's definitely like a good rental.
How's the gore?
Huh?
Is it gory at all?
It's
or is it like World War Z where there's no gore?
There's not a ton of gore. Listen, there's plenty of pride. There's tons of prejudice. They could have used a little more zombies. But again, I don't know how you can tell this story without zombies. So I understand there might be another version of this without zombies.
Right.
I don't know how you tell this Pride and Prejudice without the zombies.
Wuthering corpse.
Yeah. It's... I hated, like, that I couldn't come out, yes, oh, I loved it, or, like, I hate it. It's usually when you're reviewing movies, you want to be on one side. But I'm just like, yeah, like, I got what I paid for. This was a pretty good, it's brain candy.
Right.
Not it could have been gorier. It could have been funnier, but it was funny enough. They took it seriously. The lead girl is gorgeous.
Right.
So I'd give it go see a matinee or a good rental.
All right. So I'm just thinking it's at least it didn't take itself too seriously. I think that was the problem with The Forest. It was drop dead serious and never was there a smirk, so. Sometimes when you're dealing with this material, you got to throw a little comedy in, especially something like that. I mean, it should have been. Well, did they fight like Matrixy? Like
the girls had martial arts skills, and
right?
The zombies looked pretty cool. There's some really good visual stuff in this.
All right. I mean, again, I will wait till there's a
set the bar here, not here, and you'll be fine.
Right. I'll tell everyone I hated the book, so I thought it was unreadable.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even interested in reading this book.
I'm sitting there reading, I'm like going, oh, do I really have to struggle through this language? Because we don't read or speak like this anymore. Just to get to zombies? I'm like, no, I'll go pick up a Walking Dead comic.
There's a couple of things they do with zombies, especially at the beginning, that are really good.
All right, I'll check it. I'll definitely check it out. On your recommendation, I will check it out.
Like I said, if you come out and you don't like it, I'm not going to be like, I told you so, because it's okay.
If it's better than I, Frankenstein, then, we're okay.
There you go.
Now, the other movie that I saw that is really good, that's probably going to make my top 13 list this year already, I put a slot in there, is The Boy, starring Lauren. Is it Cohan? It's Cohen. Lauren Cohen from The Walking Dead.
Sweet, sweet Lauren Cohen.
It was so weird to see Maggie clean and really big, like on a big screen.
Does she have an English accent in it?
Well, here's the deal. Now she's a British lass who plays Maggie on a show set in America, so she has to have an American accent. And I think it's a terrible Southern accent she does. So I'm thinking, oh, okay, this movie is set in England where she's a nanny going to this mansion. No, they made her an American girl fleeing America to come get away from her ex-boyfriend who was kind of a dick and a psycho. So she didn't even get to, use her British accent there, which I thought would have been kind of cool. But whatever. The accent she used in this movie, she was spot on.
I have heard good things about this movie, and I want to see it.
I went in there thinking, all right, I'm going to go see The Boy. Whatever. It's a stupid doll movie. It is nothing what you think it is. But basically, she goes to be a nanny, and she goes to this house, this country estate in the middle of literally nowhere. And this couple who wants them to watch their child, who they're about a combined age of 643. So I'm thinking, she must be going, well, what kind of kid does this couple have? So they introduce her to this porcelain doll named Brahms. Can you get more British than that? Brahms. So the whole thing is, it seems like the father is kind of doing this for the wife's sake, because he explains that Brahms was a son that they had who died in a fire. And he says, though, but Brahms is alive inside the doll. So they leave with these list of instructions for her that she has to follow every day, which is, wake him up. She has to feed him every day. She has to play music for him, tutor him, read to him. And of course, the minute they walk out the door, she throws like a jacket on top of him and just leaves him there. And it's really the only contact she has is the guy who delivers the groceries. So he's going to chat her up because she's hot. And he's a handsome little devil himself. So they form this kind of bond. But it's kind of the strange story of isolation with this doll that it doesn't look sinister, but I think because it doesn't look sinister, it's creepy.
Yeah,
and I mean Brahms, and it's her as the days go on, where she's starting to think, wait a second, I think the boy is alive in Brahms. Because little things start happening that make her think, this kid's actually alive in the doll. And then she convinces the grocery guy that Brahms is actually alive. And meanwhile, she doesn't know that the parents are never returning. They've taken off, and they've left her out there with this devil doll. And that's as far as I'm going to go. I will tell you, this movie, the first 2/3 of it I thought were pretty cool. The atmospheric it builds. And then the last act, I was like, whoa! I felt like Aziz Ansari. Whoa!
Whoa! Treat yourself.
It was really, really good. I'm like, it just kind of blew me away. I was shocked that I got a movie that good.
Oh, that's great. Oh, I might have to go see that this Friday.
Dude, you should. And you know what? I'd say pay for that. Go to the movie theater and pay for it. It doesn't have to be a matinee, because I think
so we got an actual strong endorsement for a movie.
Yes. Unless 2016 is just a crazy great year for horror, this has to be on my top 13 list.
That's great. But I'll tell you what, this is one of those ones where I saw the commercial, and I was like, I put it on our Monster Man Facebook page when I saw the trailer. It's like, ooh, Lauren Cohen is the reason I'd want to see this, but it looked stupid to me. But then I heard a review of it recently, and the person's like, oh my God, they say it's slow burn, but really good.
Wasn't she a model before she became an actress?
Probably. I learned of her on Supernatural.
Let me tell you, she's a really good actress. That was her movie. She was in every single scene, and she carried that movie really well. So, kudos, Maggie. Good job.
Yeah.
If you want to be Monster Men, you're welcome anytime.
Yeah. Oh, we land her. We're doing that interview in person.
Yeah. So, what do we have? We have a thumb sideways, a thumb's kind of up like this, and a thumb up?
Yeah.
Would you put Pride and Prejudice like right around here?
Yeah, I'd give it a...
Like
Not this.
Not this.
Not this.
Just a little, like a 30-degree angle.
Yeah.
It's better than this.
It's a matinee or rental.
Right.
But you have to be like... If you don't want to think, you just want to sit back and enjoy yourself.
Right. The boy will make you think. So there's a good difference between the two of them. Now, I have something special I want to show you.
Yeah.
I'm not a book collectible guy. Like, I love books, but I don't go in for... Yeah, but I don't go in for, like, signed, limited editions and all this stuff. But our buddy Adam Caesar put out, has a book that came out called Zero Lives Remaining. It's set in the world of 80s arcades. When I saw online the way this book was designed, I had to get it. So I broke my own rule and cracked open the wallet to get this. Now, this is Zero Lives Remaining. This is the case for it. The case is made just like an old videotape case.
I love this guy.
The back, it looks just like the back of a video.
This is a video night?
When you open it up, here's the cover of the book.
Oh my God.
and it's got the little spool
That
things
is
in the back.
Best book. I'm gonna get one of those too.
So this was I have number 10. I think there were only like 100 or 150 of these made.
Is that on Amazon or his website?
You have to get it from the website of the company that did it, which is Shock Totem.
Is there a link on his website, or is it shocktotem.com?
Shocktotem.com. You can go on his website. There's a link to it. I can't wait. It's one of those books I want to read it, but I don't want to wreck it. I almost feel like I have to get gloves. The other cool thing is, this is where it comes. It comes with like a little poster.
The Pac-Man.
And then it has like interviews and stuff on the insert here.
Oh, this is awesome.
And Mike Lombardo, who is a indie film director, who will be on a future episode with a movie that was produced by Brian Keane. He's the director. This is him. There are action cards.
Oh, come on.
There are signed cards because Mike made a video, like a little movie, to promote the book itself.
Oh, I'm totally getting this.
And even in the back, it has like the logo for the arcade.
So wait, Adam wrote this, and Mike made the movie, the short movie for it.
Adam wrote the book. Mike Lombardo made the short movie, and Shock Totem put together just for guys like us. This is the greatest packaging ever for a book.
I'm definitely getting it. Not only is it cool, but I have a personal connection to the author, and I'm going to meet the other guys soon. So I'm definitely getting this. That is one. You're right. That's like the coolest packaging I've ever seen.
For guys like us, this is like swing. It's about it was about $50, and I'm going to say only $50 because literally I would have spent $100 for this easily. So I don't know how many there are left, but check it out because it's awesome.
Very cool. That's amazing. All right, so look at that. We got a book recommendation too.
That's right. No comic book recommendations, but a book.
Nope, but a book. But last episode was really long, so we'll give him a short one this time.
Yes. Mercy. Mercy.
All right, so I think that's all I got.
That's all I got, brother.
All right, good job. And I guess that's my time where I say, see you next time on
Monster Man.